The baseball world is completely upside down today. A massive scandal is unfolding inside the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. There is a terrifying reality hiding inside the clubhouse right now. A shocking leak just exposed the dark truth about Shohei Ohtani and his physical condition. Fans see his bright smile on the field every single night. The Los Angeles Dodgers public relations machine pushes a perfectly positive narrative to the media. But a secret conversation between Shohei Ohtani and manager Dave Roberts just shattered that illusion completely. The greatest two-way player in baseball history is facing a terrifying nightmare. Do you believe the Los Angeles front office is lying to the fans about his health? Drop a comment right now and tell me the truth. There is a horrific secret buried deep inside the medical room, and the management team is desperate to keep it quiet. We are about to uncover exactly what Dave Roberts knows. For several months, the entire baseball community heard the exact same medical updates. The management team promised a completely smooth recovery process. They told the world that the $700 million superstar was perfectly on track to dominate the league again. Every press conference featured a confident Dave Roberts smiling for the cameras. But those optimistic statements are just a massive distraction. The public is living in a complete illusion right now. The Los Angeles Dodgers front office built a massive protective shell around their biggest financial investment. They have to sell tickets and merchandise. They need to dominate the global media cycle. They absolutely cannot afford to let mass panic destroy their World Series campaign this year. But behind those closed clubhouse doors, the situation is entirely different and incredibly dark. The reality of his physical recovery is not a straight upward line of progress. It is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode on the biggest stage of Major League Baseball. We are watching a masterclass in media manipulation and cover-ups. The fans deserve to know the real physical toll this season is taking on his body. The media wants you to believe everything is perfect. They want you to watch the massive home runs and ignore the warning signs. Every time Shohei Ohtani steps into the batter's box, the crowd goes wild. But the medical experts inside the organization are sweating profusely. The discrepancy between the public reports and the private reality is absolutely staggering. The Los Angeles Dodgers are playing a very dangerous game with the future of the sport. They are pushing a narrative of invincibility, while their main star is secretly battling severe physical demons. The pressure to justify the massive contract is forcing the team to hide the ugly truth from the loyal fan base. This cover-up is not just about protecting a player. It is about protecting a multi-billion-dollar global brand. When the clubhouse doors lock and the cameras turn off, the real panic begins. The leaked details from this private conversation expose a horrifying reality. The body of Shohei Ohtani is sending severe red alerts. We are not talking about normal muscle fatigue or standard soreness here. The structural integrity of his pitching arm is under a massive threat right now. The leak reveals the absolute panic radiating from Dave Roberts. The manager is looking at medical data that scares him to death. He sees the physical limits of a human being pushed beyond the absolute maximum. The conversation proves that Ohtani is paying a brutal physical price to maintain his most valuable player status at the plate. Every single violent swing he takes adds extreme stress to a highly fragile foundation. Dave Roberts is completely paralyzed by this reality. The manager realizes that the greatest talent in baseball history is walking on a very thin tightrope. This leaked conversation accidentally strips away the glamorous Hollywood story. It reveals the brutal and punishing reality of being the face of Major League Baseball. The words spoken in that private room highlight a terrifying physical decline. Dave Roberts knows the history of pitching injuries all too well. He knows what happens when a player ignores the warning signs and tries to play through severe structural damage. The Los Angeles manager is terrified of repeating the dark history of the sport. He is watching his best player slowly deteriorate under the massive weight of global expectations. The leaked conversation shows a manager begging for caution while dealing with an unstoppable force of nature. Shohei Ohtani wants to play every single day. He wants to win the World Series at any cost. But his body is loudly rejecting that ambition. The friction between his pure competitive spirit and his physical limitations is creating a toxic environment behind the scenes. The leaked truth is absolute nightmare fuel for anyone who loves the Los Angeles Dodgers. This massive leak is not just a problem for Shohei Ohtani alone. There is a massive plot twist in this entire drama. This leaked conversation is actually a direct attack on the top executives of the Los Angeles Dodgers. The front office is sitting in their luxury suites, and counting the massive revenues. They are demanding immediate results for their $700 million investment. The pressure from the ownership group is absolutely crushing. Dave Roberts is caught directly in the crossfire. He is the manager on the field, but he takes orders from the billionaires in the sky. This leak exposes the massive war happening inside the Los Angeles management structure. Dave Roberts is seemingly fighting his own bosses to protect the most valuable athlete in the world. The executives want Ohtani on the television screens every single night to justify the massive payroll. They want him hitting home runs to keep the global merchandise sales exploding. But Dave Roberts sees the medical charts. He sees the physical danger. The manager is desperately trying to slow down a speeding train before it completely derails. The true target of this leaked truth is the greed of the Los Angeles front office. They are treating a human being like an unbreakable machine. The tension between Dave Roberts and the ownership group is reaching a boiling point. If Ohtani suffers a catastrophic injury, the blame will completely fall on the executives who forced him to play. The entire Major League Baseball landscape is shaking violently from this revelation. The shockwaves from this leaked conversation are destroying the peace inside the Los Angeles clubhouse. The other players on the Dodgers roster are reading the exact same reports. Trust is the most important foundation of a championship team. Right now, that trust is completely broken. How can the rest of the roster focus on winning the World Series when their superstar is secretly falling apart? The locker room is suddenly filled with heavy silence and massive paranoia. Opposing teams are smelling the blood in the water. Rivals like the New York Yankees and the Philadelphia Phillies are watching the Los Angeles Empire crack from the inside. They know the Dodgers are extremely vulnerable right now. The psychological damage to the team is just as severe as the physical damage to Ohtani. Do you think the Los Angeles front office is destroying his career for a championship ring? Tell me your opinion in the comments section below right now. The pure chaos of this situation is tearing the team chemistry apart. Every single game now feels like a massive interrogation. The media is swarming the stadium looking for answers. The players are tired of the constant distractions. The drama is slowly consuming the entire season. A team divided by secrets and medical fears cannot survive the brutal pressure of the playoffs. The brutal truth is finally out in the open. The Los Angeles Dodgers can no longer hide behind fake medical updates and PR statements. The entire baseball world is staring directly at the front office right now. The pressure to make the right decision is absolutely historic. Every single move they make from this exact second forward will be judged forever. Will the Los Angeles management team actually risk the permanent physical destruction of Shohei Ohtani just to win one single World Series ring this October? This is the ultimate unanswered question. We are looking at a terrifying gamble. The Dodgers have to choose between protecting a generational talent or sacrificing his long-term future for immediate glory. If they push him too hard and his arm fails completely, it will go down as the worst medical mismanagement in sports history. The $700 million contract could easily become the biggest tragedy Major League Baseball has ever seen. Is a World Series trophy worth destroying the greatest player of our lifetime? The clock is ticking loud in Los Angeles. The fate of baseball history rests in their hands.